Hi angels, it's Haley Reese, and today's video is one that has been, in a way, super highly requested, meaning nobody's flat out said to make a video titled like what I did right now, but I get asked these questions so many times, and so I figured I would make an entire video basically outlining what type of ghosts there are, how you can tell which type of ghost you're haunted by, and the different types of hauntings that occur. Whenever we think of like a ghost or a spirit, more often than not, we kind of put them all into the same category. But if we want to be super technical and super accurate, there's not just one type of ghost. In fact, there are many, and there's many reasons and factors that play into why they're that type of spirit and what type of haunting you may be experiencing or others are experiencing. So that's exactly what we're gonna do today. We're gonna dive headfirst into everything and anything to do with spirits, ghosts, entities, hauntings, all of that, and oh my goodness, all of that, and just talk about ghosts. Before I get into today's video though, I would just very quickly like to remind you guys that I am uploading every single day this month, both here on this channel and on my vlog channel, which is linked in my description. So if you are not yet subscribed and you do enjoy my videos, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to both my channels, or just this one if this is the kind of content you like, because I just love it when the Reese's Pieces grow, and I just love you guys so very much. So without further ado, let's just dive right on in, because that shameless promo is getting old. So I think it's very important to first begin by saying ghosts do not discriminate as far as which houses they haunt, which people they haunt, which locations they go to. If they feel a connection to a space or an individual, they will be present. There are spirits amongst us every single day, every minute, every place we go, whether we realize it or not. Not all spirits make themselves known, not all entities make themselves known, and not all entities haunt. Some of them are just going about their business on the other side. But whether we'd like to believe it or not, it is happening. There are spirits everywhere. So I thought that I would start this video by kind of breaking down the different types of spirits, explaining what they're technically called, how to decipher if that's what you're experiencing or that's what you've come into contact with. Then we'll talk about the different hauntings, and then we'll just talk about this whole subject matter in general. So the very first type of spirit that I want to talk about is what is referred to as an intellectual, an intellect, or an intelligent spirit. People kind of call it any of those things, but overall it's a spirit that knows that it's interacting with you, completely knows that it's doing it, and continues to do it anyways. So intellectual ghost hunting is basically referring to a spirit, more often than not human, that intelligently and intellectually communicates with you. So it knows that it's on the other side, it knows that you're doing your thing, and it's able to communicate with you. This type of entity is more often than not a human who once lived and is either trapped here or is able to go freely between our world and the other side. So they're able to come and visit. So this could be a deceased loved one. This could be, you know, a former owner of a home that you're living in and they really like the space, so they're there and they know that you're there. They are very intellectual and intelligent in the sense that they recognize what they are now and they recognize what you are. Now, they're not evil spirits, but they're not always great spirits either. When you think of an intellectual spirit or a spirit that knows it's dead, you're probably like, oh, they're really cool ones. I would like to be haunted by one of those. They more often than not carry on their human worldly traits, meaning if I were to die right now, and God, please don't though, but if I were to die right now and I were to cross on and then be able to come between this world and the other side and visit my family or haunt my boyfriend or whatever the case may be, I would more often than not take on the traits that I've had as a human being or right before my death. So I would probably be a cool ghost, I'd like to believe, and I'd be just, you know, my same personality that you guys see here right now. However, if I was a really angry person or a really like mean person or a miserable person, or I had a really tragic death, my spirit would probably reflect that on this when it was, well, it's haunting. So it's not necessarily that you're going to get a happy-go-lucky spirit. Doesn't mean you're going to get a miserable, angry, evil one. You're just going to get the personality that it had. Now, an intelligent haunting or ghost more often than not tries to make its presence known. So this could be the flicking on and off of lights. This could be the turning on and off of taps. This could be hiding objects, moving things, making noises. Just like kind of annoying and nuisance-like behaviors to make its presence known, and it knows exactly what it's doing when it does it. The next type of spirit that I want to talk about is a residual spirit. So these spirits are typically seen going about their lives prior to their death. They're not aware of your presence, they're just doing their own thing. Like walking up and down the stairs or cooking in the kitchen. Some people describe these types of hauntings like watching an old film on loop. So these spirits are doing like one action over and over again a lot of the time. So maybe you live in a home where you'll constantly see this specific spirit going up and down the stairs, or maybe you live in a home where you'll see a spirit doing dishes or cooking or things like that, and anytime you see it, it's doing this one specific action. Other times, these types of spirits will reenact or relive the moments leading up to a tragic death. So you might hear a really blood-curdling scream, or, you know, you might think just like tragedy and things like that. So they're either seen doing things that they did throughout their lifetime, or they're seen, you know, seen or heard in moments of tragedy if they died a tragic death. But these spirits typically have no idea you're there. It's like their home to them is still the exact same way it was before you went into it, and you are just both living your own, doing your own things. Then there's a poltergeist, which I've done a whole entire video on. You guys will have to go watch that video if you want to see me go into depth. There's a lot of controversy and misconceptions surrounding poltergeists and whether or not they're more of an energy thing or they're a specific entity or spirit, but they're just really nuisance-like, opening and closing of drawers all at once, things moving, things flying. They're loud and sometimes even violent, but they normally connect themselves with a specific person within a family, and a lot of times have a connection to youth going through puberty. They make themselves known by like big things, like moving big pieces of furniture, flipping tables upside down, flipping chairs upside down. They also come along with a sense and feeling of being watched. Then there's a spirit called a funnel ghost. Now these spirits, more typically than not, frequent in homes where they once lived or like historical locations. These ghosts tend to cause cold spots. So when you're walking in a relatively warm room and all of a sudden you get hit with this freezing cold space in the room, and when they are seen, they're seen or captured as like a funnel cloud, like, you know, a funnel. That's why they're funnel ghosts. They can also be caught in photographs as a spiral of light, not to be mistaken with orbs, which leads me into my next type of spirit, which is an orb. Now, orbs are the most common form of photographic evidence to support that ghosts are real. They're either white or colored balls of light that are captured within pictures, more specifically even videos, and they're seen hovering either above a person or in a space. Orbs are said to be the soul of a human or an animal that's traveling from one place to another or watching over you. Apparently they appear as circle shapes because it's easier for them to get around and move around, but it's said that the longer that they exist or spend time here in the world, they can actually become full body apparitions. So sometimes people will see orbs in the shape of a full body apparition in their photo. Then we have shadow people. I have done a whole video on shadow people as well. You guys can watch that video too. We get into a lot of detail with those. And typically these spirits are seen out of the corner of your eye. If you happen to see them face to face or you actually get a good look at them, they really look like a shadowed shape that looks like a dark void. There's like no expression, no facial features. It's just the shape of a human body that's completely black. They could be wearing a hood or a cloak or just be a shadow. People say that when you really take a good look at them, they start to like seep into the walls and in the closets, or they just like fade to nothing in thin air. But shadow people are actually more common than you would think. Then we're moving into the darkest of all, which is demonic spirits and entities. These spirits are not human. They have never been human. They are strong, they are manipulative, they cause harm, they can possess you, and they require a lot to be removed. A lot of times they'll actually portray themselves as any of the other spirits that I've just shared with you, but over time they manifest into what they truly are. They are known as master manipulators. They could begin to come to you as a deceased relative or a friendly ghost in your home, and next thing you know, you are dealt with a demonic, or you're dealing with a demonic entity and by then it can sometimes be too late. The strangest and most intriguing / fascinating of all spirits is what many refer to as an artificial ghost. Now, it's said that when we speak things into existence, or when we talk about things or make things up, in an alternate reality, these things are manifesting. So if I make up a purple dinosaur with my face all over it and it sings when it walks, that's just been created in an alternate universe, which, oh, I'm so sorry for that. They say when a group of people get together and they put a name on a ghost, their spiritual energies can combine and manifest that spirit. That, though, is the rarest type of ghost, if it even truly exists, but there's many who believe it do. Or it does. There's many who believe it do. There's many who believe it does. So the type of hauntings that you could be experiencing definitely vary from one ghost to another, one spirit to another. Like I've said, there are many types of spirits that fall into these specific categories. A lot of times, spirits that wind up trapped here are ones, like I've said a million times in the past, who have suffered a traumatic death or a sudden death where they may not realize that they died, or they're stuck reliving it or trapped here. Like you guys saw when I visited Skeleton Park, a spirit literally told me loud as clear, clear as day, loud as clear. Can I talk today? Loud and clear, clear as day, saying that he was stuck there and trapped there. And it was the most chilling and heartbreaking thing ever. And I believe it's because he died a very tragic, sudden, horrible death of a disease. That is basically the different types of spirits that there are and the different type of energies and the type of hauntings that would come along with them. Have you guys had any run-ins with any of these specific spirits? Make sure you go ahead and drop your comments down below and let me know what you guys think, because I love to hear your guys' personal experiences. It's actually one of my favorite parts of having this specific channel, is that I get to meet like-minded individuals who believe in the unbelievable like myself, and just hear your experiences as well, because I know that my experiences are 1,000,000% authentic, and so I just love to hear when other people have had experiences as well. That is it for today's video, you guys. If you are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my videos, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button, and also give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness, and until tomorrow, I love you guys.